Good morning, students. So this must be the last part of this chapter. We are going to consider all important topics of this chapter. So in last lecture we have discussed about traveling wave, the velocity of the wave propagation. In this lecture we are going to discuss the traveling wave with open-ended line, with short-ended line, and we are considering, or we are adding one impedance or resistance which is connected at the load end. Okay, so as in last lecture we have discussed, the velocity of the wave propagation for the overhead transmission line is 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 meter per second, and for underground cables it is 3 multiplied by 10 raised to 8 divided by the square root of epsilon, okay, meter per second. So as the value of epsilon r increases, the velocity will be decreases. So in case of overhead transmission line, always the velocity of wave propagation will be more. Okay, now as we know that the velocity will always similar as the velocity of the light, and that is why as light going from one medium to another medium, there will be some reflection and refraction come into the picture. So same as when voltage and current is going to reach at any point, there will be some reflection and refraction come into the picture. So here it is simple circuit shown in the figure where V is the voltage source, ZC is the natural impedance or surge impedance of a transmission line, and ZL which is the load connected at the receiving end. So we are supplying voltage which is V. It is nothing but the incident wave. Okay, so incident voltage wave is given by capital V. The reflected voltage wave is given by V1, and the refracted voltage is given by V2. Same, I is incident current, I1 is reflected current, and I2 is refracted current. So if you want to find the value of V2 and I2, it can be given by V2 I2 or refracted V2 refracted I2 is equal to incident plus reflected. So if you want to find V2, then you have to add V1 plus V1. I2 is equal to I plus I1. Okay, so in that way you can find the value of refracted wave for voltage and current. So just try to remember these things, and let us discuss about the transmission line which is terminated by the open circuit. Now let us consider this circuit where V is the voltage source, ZC is nothing but the surge impedance of a transmission line, and the the receiving end is open circuited. So when switch is closed at some point, then let's say the length of the transmission line is L, the voltage is V, and the current, if you want to find the value of current, then it will be V divided by ZC. So if we are switching on this, at some point the current wave is travel on the line at some velocity, and that velocity will be V. So at that time, when these current or voltage wave reaches to the receiving end, that can be found by the length of the transmission line divided by the velocity of wave propagation. So if you want to find the time constant tau, then it will be capital L, or we have used here, it is small l divided by small v, which is velocity of wave propagation. So length of the transmission line divided by velocity of wave propagation. Okay, so at that point it will reach at the farthest end. Now as shown in the figure, just ignore this, necessary that open end, here there is no current in a receiving end because this is open circuited, so there will be no flow of current in secondary part. So as a result, the energy stored in a magnetic field is transferred into the electric field, and this will raise the voltage by an amount of V, so that we have 1 Li square is equal to 1 Cv squares, and from that we have derived that V is equal to nothing but I multiplied by Zc. So from the receiving end, the voltage is raised by V, then it will be a 2V, as you can see right here, but we'll see it later. But you have to remember that when it is open circuited, voltage will rise by V. So initially it was V plus now V is added, then in that case it will be 2V. Okay, now let us try to understand what is this. So now at t is equal to 0, we are switching on this circuit. So the voltage and current are assumed to be travel in a forward direction from source to the end. So at the open end there is no current. Okay, this is open circuited, so there is no current, and therefore whatever the current rate is at that point, it will reflect back to the source as current minus I. The minus I is nothing but minus sign suggests it is the backward traveling wave of a current. Now we will show from the theoretical consider later on that the backward traveling wave of current is accomplished by a backward traveling wave of the voltage, but their polarities are different. So as you can see here, the polarities of V is plus, but the polarity of current will be negative. So in backward, when the wave is backward traveling, when circuit is open circuit, at that time the polarity of voltage V and polarity of current I will be opposite, and therefore the negative reflected current is accomplished by a positive polarity of voltage plus V. Right here you can see, here it is plus V, and in this sense we can say that the ratio of voltage and the current to the backward traveling voltage and current is negative. So the ratio of V and I will be negative. So in other words, we can say the value of surge impedance will be minus ZC. So when the wave this minus 1 reaches to the source after time interval, an instant of initialization of source voltage on the line, the current will be in the line everywhere is 0, but the voltage is now 2V. Okay, obviously it is easily understandable because here V is there and V is added, so it will be 2V. Here it is I plus minus I, it will be 0. So we have to assume one thing, that we have neglected attenuation of voltage and current magnitude caused by the presence of ohmic losses, such as also the conductor resistance, ground return resistance, and shunt conductance, such as the presence of a corona losses or insulation losses in a cable. Okay, now when the voltage 2E and current I, now it is 2V. So when just ignore this part. Now voltage 2V and current minus I is reaches to the source end, and the source keeps the voltage at the end at E, obviously, and therefore a negative wave of voltage minus V with accomplished by the current minus I will originate from the sending end. So obviously the source is going to accomplish the voltage V only, and that is why the source is going to send the voltage minus V and the current minus I from the sending end, and it will travel to the line till the open circuit in the forward direction. So the voltage is now plus 2V minus V, then it will be V. Here you can see plus 2V minus V, then it will be V. Here it is minus I only, so it will be minus I will travel through the transmission line, minus I plus V. Just ignore this minus V and I for now. Okay, now when current minus I, when this current minus I reaches to the receiving end, because the end is open now, so there can be remain no current there, so reflected wave of current will be plus I from the receiving end. So it is minus I, in that case the reflecting current which is in the backward direction, backward traveling wave, the sign will be plus I. So if it is positive, then in that case the voltage will be negative, so voltage will be negative minus V. So now it is plus V minus V, it is 0, and the direction will be backward traveling. Here it is minus I plus I, and the direction again it will be in the backward. So however, the reflected current of plus I is accomplished by the voltage minus E of opposite polarity. This will wipe out the voltage plus V and the line which was traveling in the forward direction, and when it is arrived at S, or we can say the source end, the entire line now has 0 voltage and the 0 current. The line is now in the same initial unenergized state as it was at time t is equal to 0. So once again, the source energized the dead line and the sequence repeated itself all and over again. This phenomena of voltage, current and voltage distribution due to the traveling wave of voltage and current, and it will repeat at the periods of 4 time constant, and the time constant is nothing but again the length of the transmission line divided by the velocity of wave propagation. Okay, this is of the line which is open circuited. Now let us understand what is the reflection voltage and the reflection current, how we can find the coefficient of reflection, coefficient of refraction. Okay, so the reflection voltage is V. So from this circuit, let me just tell you, the incident voltage is V. Okay, now from here you can see, here it is the incident voltage V, here it is the incident current I. So incident current, from here you can see the backward traveling wave is V, here the backward traveling wave is minus I. So this is nothing but our refracted voltage wave, refracted current wave. Here we have discussed that when it is incident at that point, some of the part of the voltage will be reflected and other part will be refracted. So here the reflected is voltage is plus V, that is why we have considered the reflection voltage V1 is equal to V, and the refracted voltage is equal to node voltage is equal to junction voltage, or we can say the voltage across the open circuit, and which is given by, if you want to find the voltage across this point, that will be V1 plus V. Automatically it is nothing but V plus V, it is 2V. Okay, so it is our refraction voltage is 2V and reflection voltage is V only. Here refraction voltage is this V, but the refraction voltage is 2V. Okay, now if you want to find the coefficient of reflection and refraction, then just simply divide it by your incident voltage. So if you want to find V1 is nothing but our reflection voltage, so divide V1 by V, then it will be V by V is 1. Okay, now if you want to find the coefficient of refraction, then our refraction voltage V2 divided by incident voltage V. So refraction voltage is 2V divided by V, it will be 2. Same way you can find the reflection current and refraction current. Here you can see your incident current is I, your reflected current is minus I, and reflected current is 0. This is refracted current, so refracted current is 0 and reflected current is minus I. So reflected current we have taken I1 as a minus 1, and refraction current if you want to find, then add I plus I1, so I minus I is 0. So if you want to find the coefficient, then divided by I1, so minus I divided by I is minus 1, 0 divided by I is always 0. So in that case you can find the refraction and refraction current and voltage coefficient for open-ended transmission.